All right, everybody, today is written out a little funny, so I'm gonna hopefully describe it well. And I hopefully describe it better than I described what we did yesterday. But let's talk about this. Fully loaded version, we've got 15 back squats at 3/4 your body weight. That number is totally relative, obviously, depending on your body weight, but at the same time, too, depending on your ability level. So it should be something that it's not super difficult, where like the 15th one, you can barely stand up and drop it down. It should be something that you can move through 15 with, you know, at least the first 2 rounds, just without much of like, I don't know if I can make it, you know, like the next rounds, you can start to get a little bit more challenging, but the first 2 rounds, you should be able to kind of bang out the 15 with. It should start to get a little spicy, and if it's too light, then just make sure you move super, super fast. Now here's the deal. You're gonna do those squats, and in the remainder of 4 minutes, so say it takes you 1 minute to do those squats, you now have 3 minutes left in order to perform as many as possible of either bar muscle ups or wall ball. I say either or because it's depending on what minute you're in. If you're if you're in round 1, you do bam, 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 put it down, and then you do as many reps as possible of muscle ups. Now round 2, you then do as many reps as possible with wall ball. Round 3, go back to the muscle up. Round 4, go back down to the wall ball. Round 5, go back to muscle up. 6, back to the wall ball. This is a lot of time to be working on those movements. So make sure that you're choosing an appropriate scale to where you can just kind of slowly plug away at them more than anything else. The wall ball, you should expect a much higher volume than the bar muscle up, obviously. And again, with the bar muscle up, not everyone has that ability to. I know it's a fully loaded place, but if you don't have bar muscle ups, you can always pull that back to a jumping bar muscle up as long as it's an appropriate place for you. You can do, if you really had them, you wanted to do feet on the ground with some ring transition muscle ups. This is actually a good day to work on that transition because you don't really need those for anything else other than the wall ball. This is a good time to work some sort of transitional component to a muscle up. So if you have rings, that's ideal, but if not, I totally understand, do something different there. That's it. So if we're going to scale that back, you can just scale back the loading, you can scale back the difficulty on the muscle up, and you can scale back the loading on the wall ball. That's the workout. It's a long workout. Dig in and have some fun. Now partially loaded, we've got 20 dumbbell back squats with the remaining of the time. So this is upping the total number of reps, but it's probably likely decreasing the total loading for a lot of us. And what we're going to do is, with the remainder of time of 4 minutes, you're going to do an AMRAP of, in rounds 1, 3, and 5, you're going to do dumbbell slams. Rounds 2, 4, and 6, single dumbbell clusters. So a dumbbell slam, you don't actually let go of it and drop it on the ground. You just slam down and then you pick it back up. So you hold it in your hands the whole time. You can watch the video of it. It's very different than throwing it down on the ground. It requires you to halt the momentum. Now, a big thing here is make sure the chest stays tall when you're in the bottom and doesn't pull you too far out of position. It's a fantastic little workout, but it's going to require you to focus on what that dumbbell is doing. Now with the single dumbbell cluster, that's turning it sideways, catching the bottom of the squat, and then doing a thruster, clean into a thruster. And I'm going to suggest either going between the legs or on the outside of the legs. It doesn't really matter. I personally like between the legs when I do my single dumbbell work, just because it feels like my knees can do a lot more and I'm not on the side all tweaked out. So I would suggest between the legs on those. Talk to your coach though to see what's the best option for you. To make this a little bit scaled back, we can always take the weight back on the dumbbells. We can always take the weight back on the dumbbell slams, and we can take the weight back on the single dumbbell cluster. If you had to, you could also move it to a power clean push press. So power clean push press, or a power clean front squat push press, or if you couldn't go overhead, just the clean, single dumbbell cleans would work. That's the way we take that. Now if we go to the unloaded version of this, we've got 12 over-unders, and the remainder of the 4 minutes to perform. Round 1 is jumping lunges. Round 2 is going to be hold a wall squat. And then round 3 is jumping lunges. Round 4, hold the wall squat, back and forth between those two. These are brutal little setups, different stimulus a bit to the other things that are going on there, but jumping lunges are gonna fry you. I did a bunch of them last night actually, and my butt is toast. and you have 4 minutes 3 times. So it's going to be probably 3 minutes of those, because 12 over-unders takes about a minute, maybe a little bit more, and then in the remainder of that, whoo-wee, that is a lot of jumping lunges. Good luck on those ones. On the wall squat, just make sure you pay attention to that video, watch it, and do it what we have there. And if you got to take rest, you got to take rest. That's just how it is. To pull this back, jumping lunges, you go a little slower and get less of them. The wall squat, you just take a rest. And and the over-unders, you can just jump to the side of whatever you're jumping over. So it can just be pretend going under. So it's basically get on your hands and knees, crawl over maybe a line on the ground, and then turn around and jump back over that line on the ground. So just make it a lower object and then pretend that you're going under something. Good luck, and let's jump into the warm-up. All right, we're gonna get moving with this. Start it with the long lunge sequence. I'm gonna do 1 rep, not talking. Well, I'll mildly talk through it, and then I'm gonna edit that 10 times, because it's 5 times, because it's a long thing to go through many a time, especially when I warm up many times in a row. You do a long stretch out, hands on the inside. Stretch out, grind that hip capsule out and that ankle out. Put the hand on the ground, open up the body. Come back to the center. Sit up, drop the leg down, go into pigeon. And come out of that and stand on up. Switch to the other side. Stretch down. Grind it out. Sun salutation. Come back down. Sit up. Drop the leg down. Pigeon. And come on out of it. Go. You do a long stretch out. Hands on the inside. Stretch out. Grind that hip capsule out and that ankle out. Put the hand on the ground. Open up the body. Come back to the center. Sit up. Drop the leg down. Go into pigeon. And come out of that and stand on up. Switch to the other side. Stretch down. Grind it out. Sun salutation. Come back down. Sit up. Drop the leg down. Pigeon. And come on out of it. You do a long stretch out. Hands on the inside. Stretch out. Grind that hip capsule out and that ankle out. Put the hand on the ground. Open up the body. Come back to the center. Sit up. Drop the leg down. Go into pigeon. And come out of that and stand on up. Switch to the other side. Stretch down. Grind it out. Sun salutation. Come back down. Sit up. Drop the leg down. Pigeon. And come on out of it. You do a long stretch out. Hands on the inside. Stretch out. Grind that hip capsule out and that ankle out. Put the hand on the ground. Open up the body. Come back to the center. Sit up. Drop the leg down. Go into pigeon. And come out of that and stand on up. Switch to the other side. Stretch down. Grind it out. Sun salutation. Come back down. Sit up. Drop the leg down. Pigeon. And come on out of it. You do a long stretch out. Hands on the inside. Stretch out. Grind that hip capsule out and then ankle out. Put the hand on the ground, open up the body. Come back to the center. Sit up, drop the leg down, go into pigeon. And come out of that and standing up. Switch to the other side. Stretch down. Grind it out. Sun salutation. Come back down. Sit up. Drop the leg down. Pigeon. And come on out of it. Now we're gonna do some single leg bridges. They've got like 8 different names. So single leg bridge, single leg hip extension, single leg glute bridge. Lie on your back. You're gonna put one foot out, hence the single leg. Push into the ground, hold it for a second, and come back down. That's 1. Other foot up. It's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Fire it up. Now we're gonna do some alternating warrior stretch. Again, pretty funny stretch. You can do it with a barbell. That's the preferred way. So grab a barbell, lay it on the ground. If you don't have a barbell, which a lot of us don't, we're just gonna go down here like this. We're gonna get into this position where we're like the bottom of a squat, and then we're gonna get some tension. Now the idea is that you'd have a bar to kind of pull against. When you don't have one, you just have to pretend there's one there or hold your toe. And then we're just gonna twist open. That's 1. Come back down. Tension. Twist. That's 2. Come back down. Tension. Twist. Come back down. 3. Tension. Twist. That's 4. Come back down. Tension. Twist. That's 5. Let's do one more. Come back down. Tension. And twist. Cool. Whew. You want to hold this a little longer? Feel free. Now we're going to do 5 wall squats. Wall squats, we're just going to do them not super hard. Sometimes you can take these a little bit too far. But just get in front of a wall or an object or a chair or something that'll block out your body from pitching forward too much. Stand relatively close to it and then just work to get the best possible squat you can. All the way down, all the way back up. And then you can walk it a little closer for number 2. Hands up, all the way down, all the way back up. Then 3, you can go closer. 4, go to where you can still keep good positions. Let's do 5 of those. And then you can go back through this 1 more time or 2 more times if you're not feeling warm. If you are feeling warm, move on to the workout prep and workout. Jump into it. Make sure you reach out to a coach, shoot them a message, let them know what you're planning on, see if you can get some sort of video correspondence or some text correspondence. Good luck and enjoy.